My name is Bill Case, and I was fearful. And 12 years ago, I found myself in a very dark place. I was fearful, was depressed, and I was full of guilt. And a big part of that reason was because alcohol had taken control of my life. And I was at the end of my rope. I felt that I was worthless, and I also felt that God didn't care about me anymore. And it got to the point where, at that time, I decided to try to take my own life. But I was unsuccessful. But after that, I had some friends that took me to the hospital, and I admitted myself to the psychiatric ward at the hospital. And I spent 10 days there to the end of the 10 days when I had to leave. And I could not go home. My wife and I were having problems, and so the only alternative was to go to the Volunteers of America. So I went there, and the first day I went in, I was very fearful, and I felt alone, and didn't know what to expect. And that evening, when I was in my room, I just fell to my knees on the floor and prayed to God. And I said to him, I can't live my life on my terms anymore, and I can't do this. And I told him, I said, I want you to take my life and do what you will with it. And prior to that night, I didn't get much sleep for months. I couldn't sleep, and at that night, I had the most restful sleep that I could ever remember, and a great burden was lifted off my shoulders, and I felt a peace that I could never have felt before. I just felt at rest. And the next day, I woke up, and I just felt this overwhelming sense of hope. He had given me hope, and I knew that I would not be there forever. I knew that he would take me through this. So the Volunteers of America will allow you to stay there 4 months, and I did so. I spent 4 months at the Volunteers of America, and it was time for me to go, and I was ready. The Lord had made me ready to go, and so I went out and looked for a job, and it was amazing. I got a job just walking into the store, and I still have that job today. Also, I got an apartment, and it was amazing too at that point, because the landlady wanted references, and as she gave me the paper to write down the references, my phone rang, and it was a previous boss that I had, and he asked me how I was doing, and I told him, and I said what I was doing was trying to get an apartment, and he said, well, let me talk to her. And so he talked to her, and I didn't even have to give any references. He talked to her, and I got the apartment. So his hand was in this from the very beginning. After I got the apartment and started working, my life just started to change so much. People were putting in my path to encourage me and to give me direction. The church I was going to at the time, they put me in touch with one of their deacons, and he spent time with me in the Bible, and I really appreciated that, and we're still good friends to today. And like I said, as I look back on this from 12 years ago, he has brought me so far. I accepted Jesus as my Savior, and He's helped me so much from that time, and guided me and directed me in the path that I should take. And I think that the hope that He instilled in me has carried me through. And I know this journey is not finished. I know there's a long way to go, and He's got my hand, and I'm following Him wherever He wants me to go, and I know He'll take care of me. So I'll just follow the light. My name is Bill Case, and I have hope.